I'm glad we all agree she's not the only one, right? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here from that I do into have it on me and keep it on me at all times. You know, fun fact. Yeah. I mean, like, you know what time it is. It's Ichi the Witch time, so let's not waste any more time. So I'm excited. Let's hop right into chapter 81 of Ichi the Witch Scott, which is known as. I thought. When I actually opened the chapter, I thought it said pull up, which was kind of crazy. But put up. Interesting. Let's see. Whoopsie. Sorry, Ichi. I kind of provoked the association. If Ichi the Witch dies, I'm like super sorry. Live must watch. It's been 2 weeks, so I don't even remember this character's name. But regardless, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, to be fair though, it looks like it is very interesting. The world haters, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not narrative trajectory. The world haters' narrative respect is all over the place, right? Because in one instant, the last arc, which introduced 2 epic class tier Majiks that were unbelievably powerful on their own in both Chrono and Kizashi, and obviously showed us a whole lot of Hitsugi and revealed why he is also another epic class tier Majik. They went out of their way to sort of like giga super slop the world hater, right? Through revealing the world hater's staff alone is enough to just slaughter Majiks and basically undo the effects of even time manipulation. Whoa! World haters like that. World haters moving like that for over. Introducing the concept of the 7 stars, the 7 and the 3rd. That's all crazy. 2 of the 7 stars got taken out in the same arc. Kizashi was introduced and got taken out in the same arc. Hitsuki was introduced the arc before. Lost. Came back. Lost again to the same person. And then got captured by her. Now, of course, the person in Death Garage, she's the GOAT. But regardless, one of your stocks down. Sure, your power may be up, but your respect is down. What is your response to 2 of your 7 stars being taken care of? Nothing. This character, whose name I don't remember, like legit, she is the one who had to take any sort of motion and even bring up the fact that 2 of your 7 stars are gone. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Brother. My brother and me, what are we doing? What's happening? And not only that, in order to get a reaction, which wasn't even really a reaction to 2 of your 7 stars being gone, and I still don't know where your staff is. I don't see it here. Where did that go? It was a witch seemingly breaking into your realm against your will. And I'm supposed to believe you're this world-ending, ungodly calamity. Like, you are. Power-wise, the narrative is going to his way to establish that you are. Obviously, Hitsuki just didn't fight and very specifically gave into the idea of their trial because they assumed that Death Garage wouldn't be able to complete it thanks to Libro. And Kizashi literally also just had a variety of extreme diff fights and then literally didn't have a will to live, right? So there's heavy context for why the 2 epic class tier Majiks, 2 of the 7 stars, did get captured in the same arc. I'm not saying there's no context and the Death Garage just washed the both of them and captured them. Now, Hitsuki did get washed again. But still, the world hater feels so passive. Passive in a way that doesn't really make sense, right? Like, in my narrative, the main villain at any moment, at least for the first part of my narrative, the main villain at any moment could appear and instantly wipe the main cast. It will legit, like, it's going to be a 5-book series. They could do that all the way to like midway through book 5. That's how like levels upon level, like the gap between my main cast and their opposition is that large. So like the whole 5-book series is really building up to the point where they can kind of compete due to extra special circumstances. I'm promising you by the time my series comes out 50 years, they will not even really, they'll barely scale thanks to really special, rare, once in a battle circumstances to the main antagonist of that arc. But notably, unlike the world hater, my main antagonist very specifically doesn't even want them dead. In fact, wants my main cast alive and to keep doing what they're doing, and they don't know that. They're being gaslit, get kept, and girl bossed. Nothing of how the world hater has been presented makes me believe he's operating like that. Make me believe they're operating like that. It feels like things just happen to him and they just don't do anything. Literally, the one who's taking nothing but L's, both like actually physically couldn't beat Deskros, couldn't beat Togeki's, couldn't get the town that they supposedly showed up to destroyed, and lost 2 of the 7 stars, no response, and is currently being mocked and played with by another witch. I don't care if she's evil too; it doesn't matter. I still forget her name, but let's see. So as a world hater, just. But at the same time, I'm assuming the world hater is at least intrigued by this, because this will probably be a test to prove whether or not Ichi's even like a viable thing for the world hater to be interested in. But I'm having copium right now. The world hater's kind of just a bum. But let's see. Okay, Ichi, maybe you do need to be.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Man. I'm a sucker for a good source. Though, darn. Are they all, like, family? Or, well, to be fair, they could just be styling after Amadora herself. What I remember the bullet witch's name. I do not remember the super giga evil. I'm gonna go back. Hold on, what is her name? Genuinely, what is her name? This is bad. Fujimine. There we go. Fujimine. I completely forgot Fujimine's name. But these 3 look like Amadora offshoots. In a way that like other like Kamugi wears the same hat as Shirobadana, but she doesn't look like Shirobadana. These 3 kind of just look like Amadora. And but regardless, let's see. Find Ichi the witch! Don't waste your time on anyone else. But if they get in your way, don't hesitate to pull up. Whoa. I was about to make a joke, but my lawyer, which is me, has informed me that wouldn't be a good idea. But regardless, but if they get in your way, don't hesitate to fill them full of holes. Okay. I think this kind of immediately... A theory I saw in the previous review was the idea that maybe this is like Fujimine directly taking control of Amadoro, and like this isn't actually meant to be happening. Like apparently, I saw in the theory that Amadoro's eye color doesn't match the previous eye color she had before. I mean, that still is the case for Amadoro, and she could just be commanding these guys. But it is very interesting that these, unless she's literally controlling them all, they're just like willing to slaughter their own people. Why? I mean, like, I get the objective is Ichi the witch, but you like, what do you like hate everybody here? you just go switch them down, cheese them down. Why? And notably, it doesn't even look like none of you don't even have the weapons of Swiss cheese. That's a double barrel. That's a single shot. That's another single shot. Like, I don't think any of y'all got the ability to Swiss cheese anybody down. It's gonna take you a while to fill somebody full of holes. But let's see. Oh. Okay. Some solid reactions. Some solid reactions. That looks like a staff. Oh wait, I think this may be a Boxster, right? Because was it Boxster or was it Higurashi who had the I could not remember Fujimine's name to save my life, even though she was the focus of the last 2 chapters. But I'm remembering Boxster and Higurashi's name. What's wrong with me? Let's see. Looks like yeah. I think this is them pulling up immediately to deal with the disturbance. But this witch, witch cadet, does react in time to at least knock that away. Not even knock it and shoot it away. All right. And she does dodge. She does duck the attack. All right, let's see. Destruction of property via use of magic. Verbal threats and threatening behavior. Oh, wait, no, that was Boxster. Destruction of property via use of magic. Verbal threats and threatening behavior. Magic infraction confirmed. Okay, done. All right. Okay, Boxster, okay, get moving like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 5 of them. Okay. 5? Can I not count? Okay, I guess they're 2 more like hidden in the smoke or something like that. But let's see. 1, 2, 5 of them. Okay. I'll say 2, you get the other 3. Huh? Why do I get the extra 1? That's proportional to how many there are compared to how tall you are. I think the heavens doesn't work like this way. You know, like, I'm not even the tallest guy I know, but like, jeez. That sucks. Let's see. If that's how you're appropriating things, shouldn't I get 40 or what? Now, me personally, I'm not letting my boy speak to me like that, but that's just me though. Let's see. All right, it's proportional to your stupidity level. You get all 5, I get 0. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. I love the dynamic already. Let's see. Manga Keepers. Yeah, y'all couldn't have picked a worst. Like, funnily enough, if y'all had waited like 10 minutes. If y'all had waited 10 minutes. If y'all waited 10 minutes, this probably would have been Easy Eats. I mean, not Easy Eats. Deskross is still there. I'm sorry, Amaduro. You seem real cool and real fine. But, like, not real cool enough or real fine enough to take down my wife. But let's say, Magic Keepers. Executing Judgment. Okay. Move there. Let's see you get spooky then. Especially considering, to be fair though, they did take down a hippo, but hippo wasn't a gun. One of these things is not like the other. Technically, hippos, I think hippos are very much in the same vein as like grizzly bears or like most large terrain mammals, where yeah, sure, you can take a regular weapon and do your best. It's not gonna work. It's not like even in current like modern weaponry, still kind of gets like you can get really precise and really careful, and maybe you'll clutch up with regular weaponry against certain megafauna. Most of the time though, you're still fried. Let's see. I'm assuming this is Chun? Probably? Let's see. Higurashi and Boxster can handle the front entrance. How'd they get down there? So, well, probably teleporting mirror. Well, no, they can't use it. Well, maybe. Let's see. Higurashi and Boxster can handle the front entrance. It looks like our main target, Amodoro, has moved elsewhere. How, though? She was literally getting mad at the mirror. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so... Okay. So they are related. Because her name is Amadoro Ribbon. Okay. So that wasn't intentional. All right. Interesting. I mean, to be fair though, it would make sense that to some degree that like families and legacies, like this usually does happen even in the real world, but like families and legacies would gain influence and power, and like the Amadoro or the Ribbon Candy family becoming an entire section or a subsection of the Mangonel does make sense, right? So because let me see. Amadoro, the Bullet Witch, leads the Ribbon Candy family. Yeah, so she's like the heir to a line. Interesting. Oh, wait though. People may be right. She and maybe her subordinates are possibly all under control. This may actually not be them, because I now see the detail. Yeah, I see. Okay, I see it. Yeah, never mind. I said that theory may have been wrong. I think the theory is right, because I didn't go fully into it because I thought it was debunked. Here's what Amadoro's eyes normally look like. They all currently, and even then you can see like these non-blacked out eyes here. Right now, blacked out eye, even though, funnily enough, it looks like the Ribbon Candy family has like the Sukuna eye thing where they have double ringed irises. But in that case, currently, and let me go to the end of this chapter just to double check, because that's what the theory was about. Yeah. Presumably this is like the effect of a Magic controlling Amadoro and possibly her entire family, which is we were talking about World Hater upscale before, a solid Fujimine upscale. If she's able to control this many people at once, because it does seem like it is a control thing. Because I didn't even notice that her eyes were different colors. So shout out to pointing that out. You were probably cooking. You're probably cooking. Let's see. Leads the Ribbon Candy family. On the whole, they have high-powered aggressive magic, making them extremely dangerous. We will apprehend the Bullet Witch and all of her accomplices. Handling crimes perpetuated by witches is our jurisdiction. There's no need for you ladies of the Mangonel to interfere. Well, they are directly under threat in their own base. I think they can still interfere. I mean, like at least I know the whole idea is like your two organizations stay separate, but at least in this case, I think it's viable enough for them to maybe tag in and help a little bit, considering this is their own turf, right? And they're all still more than capable of combat. So yeah, I think they will, should, and deserve to be able to interfere here. Man, hold on, man. I'm reseeing which this manga, bro. Let's see. In order to perform our duty, Master Moneygold. I'm not calling her Moneygold. Master Moneygold. I need you, as Mangonel's leader, to grant the three of us access to the entirety of Association HQ immediately. This is like literally Avatar. Well, now that I've seen the eye detail, Fujimine, if you had waited 10 minutes, bro, because now this does work out entirely in the favor. I don't think this is like maybe you could maybe argue this like super deep layering, like Chun set up this meeting at the perfect time and is actually secretly working with Fujimine the entire time, this and the third. And maybe, who knows, that could be a twist within a twist within a twist. But at the same time, I think this is just really, really, really lucky timing for them, because they were legit about to leave. Like 2 seconds later, they'd be gone. But because of what ended up happening, Fujimine did end up engaging them as well. Let's see. I remember Zayero's name, but I couldn't remember Fuji. What is wrong with me? Let's see. Huh? Yo, Monogold. That can't be comfortable though, right? Like, don't be wrong. It's a very cool or delicious effect. I'm glad it's very consistent that she's like always dripping gold. That could not be comfortable though. Like walking around in a puddle of gold. Like then again though, that may literally be her dress. And it could also be good weight training because gold is pretty heavy. Let's see. Huh? The entirety of Mantonel HQ. Yes, no one can say for sure where the Bullet Witch may be hiding. Why would she be hiding though? She did actively aggro. Let's see. If we're going to track her down, we need you to provide us all the building maps and access codes required. I see his point. But it's like, unfortunately, like, funnily enough, this is the case. Like, if I'm Monogold, right? If I'm making the Monogold argument, and we'll see if she's about to make this argument. You know where Amatoro's going. Right here. She's trying to get her way here. Presumably. At least she's trying to. So just use Ichi as bait. I mean, so far, but like, he is, and he's spry enough. He'll live. He'll live. Now Uro would let him die. And you have Death Grass. Like, ultimately, spreading your forces out. Like, presumably you'd have to send Minakata, Zayero, and yourself, Chun, separately, unless you're running together as a group. So, I don't know. I don't think it's actually the best move, but at the same time, this is Chun. Maybe he is working with Fuji. That'd be so crazy though if he's working with Fujimine. Maybe a crazy twist. But I get he's trying to take advantage of a good situation for him, but especially now that you already know who the traitor is. You have or at least the one traitor in mind, even if Amadoro is the traitor. May not be. Once again, I'm now, especially with seeing this panel here, I do believe that Amadoro and her family are under control by Fujimine. But in that very same case, you've lost like all leverage. At least before, you just had the mystery of, oh, there's a traitor. But now that you've supposedly identified the one and only traitor, why would they give you? Why wouldn't they just argue, no, we're not going to give you all that still for the sake of the privacy and like organization standards? And hey, you said you won't even collaborate with us, so why should we give you all that information? And two, she's coming for Ichi. Ichi's here. Stay here and protect him. And we'll find Amadoro eventually because she's coming here. Let's see. The Bullet Witch going on a rampage threatens not just the association. All of Natali could end up as collateral damage. Time is of the essence. Give us permission to search the Mantonel HQ Association top to bottom. Now. No. I mean, like, I to be fair, he is. I'm not saying he's not cooking with a little bit of gas, right? Like I see he's sprinkling some nice meaty juicy logic. It's tenderized. It's tendonism a little bit, but I don't think that's needed. But let's see how Monaco, because Monaco looks like she's about to fold. Let's see. So, hey, but like, why did? Yeah, all right, she's under control. But like, man, crazy how I went from, oh, that's not canon. Yeah, it seems to be canon. But especially like these two panels right back to back. You don't go from the Sukuna eyes, which are clearly visible here. You don't go from the Sukuna. Hold on. You don't go to the Sukuna eyes to these completely blacked out dark eyes. Like these are literally just different eyes. But with it being the case, Toro, even if you are to control right now, you got mad or because that implies she was listening as she was teleporting to the mirror. She was like, oh, she was trying to get in everybody's quarters, men, women's quarters. Let's not do this, and immediately slid on through, and she got the whole thing on her. I don't believe that will be necessary. Good day, sir. Ooh, yo. Not even waiting to get all the way out the mirror to start blasting. Don't try to slide into my top 3. I'm easy. I'm easy. That's because I want to ship it on that too, though. It's not really close. Monocle, you mean to be knocked down? I'm doing fine. And fun with it. All right. Interesting though. Like, is that her magic? Is that her wand? How many Mashiks has she blicked down? that's my big question. Like, is the gun the manifestation of a Mashik? Was there a mini gun Mashik? Or is this just how she fights? I mean, it could just be how she fights thing. Like, Ichi's wand is a knife. Deskross's wand presumably is her sword, right? Like, I guess that's what it is. And not only Togais also wields a sword, I do believe, as her wand. And we haven't seen other witches fight. Actually, it's very interesting. Like I said, we're pretty deep in. We're soon to be. Well, we're at 81. We're 19 chapters away from 100 chapters. We've seen very little of the other witches fight, so this may just legit be her wand. And it's firing actual magic bullets. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Darn, Deska. To be fair, though, I get it. She protected the babies. Except maybe not Goku. Where's Gokuraku? Gokuraku, where are you? But two layers of defense there. Except she kept Minakata out the shield. The Minakata whipped out... Interesting weapon he has here. He whipped out his weapon to defend. And did seemingly pretty accurately as well. There doesn't seem to be any scuffs. And Deskross also put a shield up. But like, Deskross... I don't know. Unless Amadora is way more powerful than I think she should be. Wasn't Togais like established to be Deskross' only rival? And that rival was in heavy quotation marks? This should be a wash. Like, Deskross, you don't violate Amadora real quick. Let's see. Minakata! You okay? Yep, thanks! Ichi, you were literally saying this from within inside a barrier, bro. If you don't give your mother some credit. Let's see. Poor Deskross. Excuse me? I protected you with the barrier too, you know. Oh! Oh yeah, thanks. I'm not gonna blame Ichi, because I get it though. I get, like, it is interesting. Like, the people, like, obviously, like, I feel like family doesn't count that. I say, like, my two main mentors, my mother and my father. Then my second main mentors after that, my grandfather and my grandmother. But, like, in terms of, like, actual mentors, there's no, in the many different points in my life where I'd say I had, like, genuine mentors, there's no overlap. They've never met. It's very funny, like, how like, broad spanning my, like, quote-unquote knowledge and information network is. You know, how, like, weirdly narrow it is as well. Or, like, isolated. Like, there are, like, people, I joke about this with my friends all the time. I do break my life down into arcs. Like, the early school arc, the mid-school arc, the late school arc, the college arc, the master's arc, the first section of working arc, the second arc. Like, there's so many different arcs in my life. And because of that, I've had a variety of people I'd call mentors, or people I looked up to, or people who got to be in certain scenarios. Never met. I talk to them about each other on occasion, because whenever I keep up with any of them. But, like, never actually met. And thusly, I can't say I've had an interaction like this before. Let's see. My. You've more guests than wait, no. My. You've more guests than I anticipated. Who did you think was going to be here? And were you intending to blick down Monocle? Alright, let's see. Her eyes still look mostly black there. Let's see. Are you perhaps holding a party? I don't recall receiving an invitation. She is fine as wine, y'all. Hold on. Shibadon is still bad though, and Deskross still at 1, but hold on, Amadura's doing things to me! Let's see. Are you perhaps holding a party? I don't recall receiving an invitation. Amadora! Oh wait, Monogold set up, oh I do like that though, Monogold set up her own barrier, right? Deskross didn't have to protect her, Monogold is strong enough to set up a barrier that completely protected her too. Let's see. Amadora! What is the meaning of this? Don't fret, Monogold. I'll depart shortly, once I do what I came to do. Ichi the Witch. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Acquaintance? She's like, not friends. We are not friends right now. But to be fair, I still do think she's under control. Let's see. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Amadora Ribbon Candy, the Bullet Witch. At the request of a refined lady... Is she under... regardless. Let's see. At the request of a refined lady and my sweetest friend. Question mark friend? I just don't know. Let's see. I have come to take... Yeah, those aren't her eyes. Those are not her eyes. I do wonder, though, what magic would allow her to do that? Or, like, what spell? I mean, obviously, though, with the broad scope of magic we've seen, like, we've literally seen time manipulation. We've seen causality reversing, right? Like what we've actually seen. We've seen spatial warping, causality manipulate. Like, we've seen a lot, hacks-wise, in Ichi the Witch. Like, I'm telling you, dog. Let's get some solid speed feats. And then let me throw, like, not even. Throw Chrono into JJK right now. There's no answer there. Chrono, World Hater, like, literally take some of the top tech. Throw Ichi, give him an hour. Give him an hour, JJK. He's probably wiping everybody. So maybe Dabra. But like legit, going crazy there already. But in that same case, I don't think we've seen Majix directly. Well, actually, no. Bokcham has had direct interactions and manipulations of the mind. So maybe since I am fully buying into the theory now that Amador was under control, there may literally just be a more evolved Bokcham Majix, because we do know there are multiple types of lightning Majix. Inazari's not the only one. There are multiple ice Majix. Hisame wasn't the only one. Look at Togai's, right? Like we do know there are a variety of Majix that cover very similar niches. So it may be likely that Fujimine literally just found a mind control Majix or hunted one down, and now she's able to do something like this. If this is Ribbon Candy really not doing this of her own free will, which I don't think it is. Like maybe she would just go out of her way to slaughter a child, but I don't think so. Though to be fair, people pointed out that Ichi may be older than I give him credit for. Like I have him pegged as 15 in my head, but like he may be a full adult. It's really hard to tell. It's very vague. Let's see. I have come to take your life. Ichi immediate Ichi rage bait, but he is behind a barrier. Should be fine. Oh, or not. Descross, why did you take the barrier down? Let's see. Interesting. So you know what though? Very intriguing on multiple levels here. One, Ichi still has his issue of the bloodlust response, right? It's helped him a lot, but it's also hurt him a lot. What was this previously an issue for? It was an issue, funnily enough, all the way back in Gokuraku's initial arc, where he immediately went to slaughter Gokuraku when he felt bloodlust from him, and Descross had to interfere on some mentor type timing. But in that same vein, we see that even Ichi just like struggled with that. Like Uro literally explained to Descross, like, hey, chill out, gang. You that bloodlust there, got in this body all acting up. When Uro was in full control, it still was a problem. Ichi's base innate reactions to bloodlust are still an issue, and it looks like it may actually get him boomed, because as powerful as Ichi is at this point, and I do believe Ichi is very, very powerful, I don't think he realistic, like, except for maybe like non-combatant witches. We don't know enough about the other witches, but like Ichi's not touching Togais in a fight. Definitely not touching Descross, but no duh. And I don't think he's touching Amaduro either. We haven't seen Shirbit on a fight. We've gotten a good decent amount of exposure to her, but we don't know how, even if she does fight. She's the analytic witch after all. But any full-fledged witches, I'd still say Ichi's probably definitively the weakest and would be washed by them. So let's see how this interaction goes. Let's see. No, Descross, if you don't react and stop my baby boy. Oh, there you are, Gokuraku. Let's see. No! Halt! Okay, Minakata. Whatever you say, big man. Whatever you say, big boss. But okay, and I suppose that does make sense. He's had the most experience. Well, most. How long did they spend together? They said their time was short, but essentially, if there's anyone who would understand Ichi's instincts, besides his own team at this point, it would be Minakata, who helped raise and at least refine Ichi a whole lot as a hunter. And one of Ichi's issues, seemingly enough since his youth, probably would be that whole bloodlust thing. So it makes sense that Minakata is like prepared, and maybe does it? Yeah, it's an immediate. And to be fair, I'll say to be fair, it's not as effective as it used to be, but there definitely are things that like I'll hear that my parents had like trained into me. What's a good example of it though? What's a good example? Like, it wasn't halt, right? Like, it wasn't told to stop. But, like, certain sounds, like, huh? And I'll... like, there's just a stimuli response, because a thing I did a lot when I was younger, when we were out and about, I just touched things. And, like, my grandfather would just say, don't touch nothing! And, like, that phrase will trigger me. That's a whole phrase. But considering I always had a big issue of, like, touch, my parents just developed the thing, go, huh? And then that would immediately seize me up and be like, and occasionally, they'll still do it. I think just to see if it still works, and it works less effectively than it did, but still does. Same thing for Ichi here. Halt has probably been used as a training tool for him, and it does stop him in time from reacting to the blood. Oh, but it does look like Amador's about to blick him down anyway. Oh, okay. Let's see. Blazing. All right, let's see. All right, intriguing. So they do seem to be magic bullets, but they are separate. They just seem to be, because like Notably, the magic circles here that are spawning do not line up exactly with the 6 I don't know enough about firearms, but the 6 holes on the mini splagooter. But Muscat Ruby, very interesting. I'm guessing that may be the name of the weapon. It doesn't scream magic name, but it may just be a magic name. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So it fires seemingly a beam of so that fire was intentional. It was lighting up. Fires off a beam of fire, and seemingly enough, Minakata is able to spin his weapon fast enough to just no sell it. All right, jeez. And hey, unfortunately, this is a calm little Minakata feat, unironically, because Deskross didn't react in time enough to put another barrier up around Ichi. Minakata did not. He interacted fast enough to not just halt Ichi's motion after Deskross already yelled no, which Ichi completely ignored, mind you. He only responded to the halt. And on top of that, he was able to get in front of Ichi to block this attack before it went off. Let's see. Minakata's just mogging her too right now. That's crazy. That hair is immaculate too. Let's see. A pity. One more half step, and it would have hit him square in the face. Ichi would have died there. You know what, though? I do like that, though. I'll admit, said before and I'll say it again, I do like when my main characters are relatively, not necessarily underpowered, but they're more, there are like levels, and it's concrete that there are a good chunk of characters above them. Going back to my own narrative again, it's just canon that for a majority of the narrative, like, even by the end of the first book series, by the end of the second book series, my main cast will not even be in the top 50. Nowhere near. There'll be so many different, like, if once I ever do complete that series, and if people ever actually do read it, and they'll see it, like, they'll be going to make power, like, it, I almost want to say it's very Dragon Ball Super coded, where, like, Goku, when you think about Dragon Ball Super, isn't even top, like, bare minimum, he isn't even top 20, right? Because you have the 12 angels. Realistically, you have, like, the 16 angels, the Grand Prix, Zeno's guards, Beerus, presumably like multiple other gods of destruction, but we just don't know which ones. Like, there's a whole bunch of characters in Dragon Ball Super specifically that just clear Goku. Black Frieza now in the manga. Like, there's a bunch of different characters that clear him. Same case for like my main cast, where yeah, they're strong, but they aren't that strong. And I do prefer that. I do prefer when there's just characters in the universe that are above them, and that's where Ichi's at. He's still very early on in his development as a witch, and he's seemingly not even seemingly, just as a warrior in this league, he needs to fall back behind his mentors. Let's see. Oh, interesting. All right, so she puts out the flame. Whew. No, God immediately chops his head. Let's see. Still haven't fixed your habit of overreacting to bloodlust, huh? I thought I taught you to observe your opponent first. Listen, Ichi. You still don't know how to hunt witches. Watch. Learn. Intriguing, right. And I guess that is another level up on top of what Ichi has been hunting, right? Like, as much as he loved to hunt animals and hunt in general, and then that evolved into Magics, technically, in the grand pecking order of things, there are animals, there are probably, like, regular humans, which he probably would never hunt, but then Magics have extreme power, and then witches. Witches are still top dog, right? From what we see in the universe so far, being able to actually hunt a witch would take insane levels of skill and precision and understanding, and the right type of weaponry. And that's seemingly what Minakata is about to flex on us right now. Let's see. Stomp. Oh. Just like we used to. I'm your mentor, after all. But like, yeah, you presumably didn't teach him to hunt witches before. What witches were you fighting on that mountain? Let's see. Minakata, Sacred Pillar. Yep, and Amadoro, yeah, I think she is under control. The specifically, if this panel, I'll say this, if this panel right here didn't exist, where we get to see not just Amadoro, but her fellow family members, specifically, you could argue this one, oh, it's tiny enough that it could be black, but this is not an all blacked out eye, and this clearly isn't either. But we, notably, despite Amadoro wearing sunglasses, we're specifically being shown again and again beneath the sunglasses that her eyes are blacked out. These eyes here don't look like an exact copy of Fujimine's, because they don't have the white center, but golden, or like I assume golden eyes versus all black eyes are fundamentally different. And you could say, well, it looks closer to this, but even still, her the outline of her iris wouldn't be that thick of a black if it matched her actual real eye color. So I do believe she's under control right now, and I do believe that maybe another witch may be either responsible for facilitating this whole like attack thing, and or it is just directly Fujimine. Presumably Fujimine because the eyes seem to match. But overall, that was a little bit weak. Hold on, let me redraw that. And a new chapter. If you don't like this video, please leave like the good old days. Like the good old days in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that leads to notifications so you don't miss out on any music on the channel. Also, you can have a Patreon below, Patreon down below, or you can support me for as low as $1. Come on, no more things. Why can I speak? To get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some perks include the live reactions to the series I'm to review, ad reviews of all my videos, early ad free access to all my videos, and exclusive reviews. I'm going to start doing like 5-minute reviews for all the other series I do read week to week, and some of the series that I used to cover, like Shinobi Undercover, Dan to Dan, Gotcha Aqua, a whole bunch of stuff like that over there for Patreon members exclusively. It will be shorter reviews, but still, there will be actual reviews. I need to start doing that, and I will start doing that, so you can get that as a Patreon member. On top of that, I do have a link to my Twitch down below. I stream every Friday, 8 p.m. ES Tizzle. Feel free to roll through there. We have a wonderful time. We talk about literally anything and everything, including glazing Ichi the Witch. On top of that, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi down below. You can have 5 minutes of a short video, 20 minutes of a long video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. And I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, RXN, Dead Meme, Kian Stewart, Edwin Igbinoba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Super Flame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plant Crone, Brandon Payne, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalim, Sleepin' John, The Young Family, Pastel Pandora, Mo City King DKG, Akolade Babatunde, Union Eye, Athenzi Shear, Sino King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Axis XC, Praise the Sun, Magic, Andrine Bonnet, Scion, John Malcolm, Black Doctor Strange, Donovan McIntosh, at JDog2656, Aswin Hedi Presetia, Sheesh King, Yo Extras, and AZ Void. Then I'd even thank you to our line art tier patrons: Dread Zoen, Kevin Encarnacion, Lucas Stace, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier member, Shrimpo the Fourth Shrimp 06. And I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier member, J Warrior. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.